And I said no. What's up, big fellas? We were just having a conversation here with our guests today. Please join us and let them introduce themselves. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see the names they picked for themselves. So let them talk about it. First off, he's with 20 Konvos man, former Bombos host before he died 2 times. Andrew Cox. Andrew, how are you doing today?
It's you.
That's me. I'm Andrew Cox. Yeah. So I'm doing great with my red hair and humpback and overall Cox demeanor.
Nice. And joining today is Jonah something. I forgot. Jonah Hoant. What's your name?
Jonathan.
It's Jonathan.
Jonathan. Why do I always?
No,
Yeah,
you're
hold
good.
on.
Like, you've done it like 100 times now.
It's fine.
No, but I'm Andrew Cox.
And I'm Jonathan Gutierrez.
Why not Jonathan? I know your name's Jonathan every time I see you.
Yeah, that's true.
Every time I say I know your name's Jonathan, but I always say Jonah. I do.
Yeah.
I think you're racist, Fred.
Yeah, it's like a punch to the gut. You know what I mean? And you know what else is a nice punch? A nice fruit punch from Arizona Iced Tea.
Arizona Iced Tea is the only fruit punch. Perfect punch to the gut.
Exactly.
And
Exactly. Speaking of Arizona Iced Tea, the Bible verse for this episode is Matthew 10:31. So do not feel you're more valuable than many spells.
Amen.
Amen. So, Andrew and Jonah, you guys are a part.
Jonathan! It's not Jonah.
So Jonah and Jonathan, you guys are a part of. Yeah. So Andrew and Jonathan, why not? Anyway, you guys are part of BYX. Yes. Stands for BYX, Brothers of the Christ.
Yes.
The Bible Man fan club is the first ever Christian fraternity.
Beta Upsilon Chi.
Beta Oop.
Yeah. I don't have a fancy sweatshirt, but that is true.
Well, I have something else I didn't show. I have something else I didn't show the viewers.
Oh, the viewers have
a little off script, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
What? Okay. So, Jonathan, tell us a little bit about. Oh no, hold on. Andrew's pointing something. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, Andrew's pointing out a paddle that has the BYX crest, I believe.
Yes.
And a fraternity name.
Before we get into the history of BYX, this is when I pledged at A&M, Texas A&M University, and this is my pledge paddle from that time I spent. Has the BYX crest. It has the chapter I'm from, my name, the year I pledge, and our Bible verse, so our pledge class. So it's really cool. It's a really cool memory that I did to keep with me. So
nice.
Also, you can use it to you get the gesture.
Yeah.
You play cricket.
Yeah.
Playing cricket. So Jonathan.
Yes.
Not Jonah.
Not Jonah.
Not Jonah. I always feel bad because we're good friends. We know each other very well. But I always get your name on a lot. But I'm bad with names. Which is not good thing to have for a podcast.
I mean, yeah.
That is true.
I think it adds flavor to it though. Also has a lot of flavor.
What does?
Minute Maid Aqua Fresca's mango flavor.
That's a good flavor.
This flavor is amazing. This will always leave you smiling and satisfied.
Well, Jonathan's always left me satisfying, smiling, so it's all good. So, Jonathan, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you met Andrew? How did you got into BYX? And just tell us about that journey of your life.
Okay. Well, I'm a sophomore here at Sam Houston State University.
Eat them up.
Eat them up. And I was very blessed that my sister was here before me. So the summer before my freshman year, I stayed with her in Huntsville, just to get the college experience before I went to college. That's where I met Andrew Cox. And we played volleyball with a bunch of little kids for a youth event. I feel like I had to say that last part.
Yeah. No, you did wrestling.
Yeah, I probably would. And then I was just sitting on the bench, and he was like, "Hey, bro, I'm starting this fraternity called BYX," and I was like, "That's pretty cool." And then I didn't think about it ever again until later that summer at this camp called Rooted, which is a pretty cool camp. I met Jonah, which was our founding president, and he was like, "Yeah, bro, I'm part of this thing. We're starting Bucks," and I was like, "Wait, frick, bro, I met the other dude." And then after that, I got involved, and I ended up becoming our founding treasurer, which is pretty cool. And it's just been a very good impact to my life.
That's awesome. So like so correct me if I'm wrong. The Bucks finding fathers, those 5 of you who are the official finding fathers of Bucks at Sam Houston.
So those 17 founding fathers, those 6 of us that were founding officers. So the first officer position. And so that was Jonathan was the founding treasurer, Jonah Harrison was the founding president, Lucas Sellos, the founding secretary, Isaiah Watley, founding pledge captain, and then who am I missing? Me. Keller Withrow was the founding chaplain, and then I was the founding vice president.
Nice. And Andrew, you're the president now of Bucks.
I am.
I know a little quick history of Bucks and Sam Houston. They started it a couple of times in the past, like the 90s.
Why do you give the whole history of Bucks real quick, so everyone knows?
Well, like a summary. A
summary, yeah. So
I'm like the spot notes.
Yeah, the spot notes. I just for everyone knows. So Bucks, Beirut Kai, Brothers in Christ. It was founded at UT in 1985. Was the Alpha chapter. And basically, like the whole purpose of Bucks is that it's a fraternity, like Cinema Chi, all these big fraternities people know about. When you see in my movies and stuff, it's a brotherhood, it's a fraternity, but we do it the way it's meant to be done, and that is that all brotherhood is centered around Jesus, which most fraternities are, but we keep that high standard. We are set apart from everyone else. We pursue Jesus in everything we do. Main focus is developing men inside our chapter to cultivate a relationship with Jesus, become better husbands and better fathers in the future. But it's all centered around God. It's all centered around our relationship with Jesus. It's the foundation of everything we do. So yeah, that's like the overall. And now those 36 chapters of Bucks nationwide. And we did the blessing to be part of that right now at Sam Houston. So,
and that's also a thing that you guys are like building something in Sam that most likely, hopefully, be there long after you guys are gone from graduate from Sam, maybe that foundation of Christ in campus was an awesome thing. So you guys are the first ever like fraternity, like Christian fraternity with that central mind, with the mindset of brotherhood through Jesus on Sam Houston campus. And I know there's like correct me if I'm wrong, like there's no sorority that also has that same mindset. So really, like, in that life of frats and sororities, you guys are the only ones on Sam Houston campus. How is that like being a part of that? And also, like, how is that managing that as officers, especially you, Andrew, as being the current president of Bucks at Sam?
Yeah, do you answer this one?
This is what both of you guys answer, like both of y'all's perspectives, like back and forth.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's cool. I think it's really cool the thing that we did to do, because you see a lot of people like that. I've come to realize there's a lot of people in Greek life at Sam Houston that are Christians and that do want to show Jesus. But because they're part of a fraternity and sorority, people cast this judgment on them that they, party all the time, they drink, and they have this pressures of the college norms. Right, the college norm is that you party you sleep with like any girl you want to, and like you drink as much as you want to. You live for the weekend, basically. It's not good, right? It does not benefit you at all. There's no benefit to that, and it's horrible. But there's a lot of really good people in Greek life, in fraternity and sorority life. And the really cool thing about Bucks is that we're not a ministry, but a lot of people they're torn off by ministries because of their judgment. But we need to show a lot of people, since we all are part of Greek life, we all fraternity. Hey, Christians, we're not judgmental. Like we're real. We show the same thing you do. We're at the same thing that they go to, but we just do things a little differently. And it's like a lot of people, we've faced it's been surprising. We have faced very little backlash from people from sororities. They've all been very supportive. Like they've always been I don't know what they say behind our backs, but I know at least to our faces, they are very supportive. They are pushing. We just thought IFC, the Fraternal Council at Sam, just accepted us into it. And one of our guys is now Jonah Harris is now the vice president of IFC. So he's a vice president that's over all the fraternities at Sam Houston because they wanted us though. They want to know how we do things. And so it's really cool to see that God is moving through Butts at Sam Houston. It's showing these fraternities and sororities that we can still do the same thing they do. We have date parties, we have open parties, we do all the things that they do, but we do it to glorify God. And like we do it in a little bit of a different way, and a lot of people respect that. They may not like they may not agree with it. They might like do the way they do it, but a lot of them have like I've already got to have so many like really good conversations about God and about like a fraternity because we have that relationship with them, and so it's been really cool to see that.
Yeah,
I agree. I think one of the most I guess not profound, one of the most like impactful things to me is that we are like recognized by the school because we just joined the IFC, like Andrew was saying. I think the greatest thing about that is that like we have these colleges like around Huntsville, and they have to come to campus to like reach out and to like talk about God. But we were recognized by the school, like we are in there with them. So we just have this unique perspective to be able to talk to students, being students ourselves, not being like from just a different place. We are on Sam Houston's campus to talk to people because we're on Sam Houston's campus.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and like tonight we had an IM football game. And we played against Fiji, and Fiji's like the biggest frat on campus. We won. Sandwich Club, we beat them, so that was pretty cool. But we had to pray for them afterwards, and like no one's really done that. And like though they were receptive to it, like I'm sure if campus ministry try to do that, they'll be kind of hesitant. But because they know us, they know that we're part of Greek life. They know that we're true guys that just like love people and we're not fake. I don't judge them for anything that they do. They're really receptive to it. And so it's really cool to see like they respect us. Yeah.
That's cool. That's awesome. You guys get to do that and just plant those seeds on Sam Houston campus for spreading the gospel. So I know you guys do a lot of events, obviously, for BYX. So obviously, with your foundation of faith, it's a little different from some events, but also at the same time, you guys keep things a little similar with some stuff. So if you guys would like to, just explain like how you try to keep your events central, like whether you like a special party or something, keep it centered around Christ, but also so at the same time still have still have fun, because Christians can have fun. People always forget that.
So yeah, I think as being the previous vice president, founding vice president, the job of the vice president is the head of events. And Jonathan, you touched this too.
Yeah.
But I think I'm more trolled. No, I'm joking.
Okay.
No, I love you, bro. That's true. Like what you said about Trish. That's a stigma. Also, like going back to the last question about 20 they just don't think Christians have fun. They think that following God is a set of rules you have to follow, and there's no fun with it. And that's really cool about all parties that we just show them, like, no, we still have fun. I think the main difference is obviously we have dry parties, and so we don't have any alcohol at all parties. We don't condone that, and so that's really the main difference. Every event that we have, every social event, we have a testimony to share. So one of our brothers will share like what God has done in their life and what not like a super heavy one. We don't want anyone to like feel like we don't want to force anything on no one. Or we don't want to force the gospel on someone, but like a little like 2 to 3 minute time of saying like, hey, God has like meant a lot to me. And this is how Butts has helped me in my faith. And then that's really it. But the main thing we have dry parties. And because of that, there's been already conversations by hell, like, oh, you have dry parties. Why is that? And we need to show them like, hey, this is why. We still have fun. We have an open party coming up in 2 weeks. Anyone from Sam Houston or anyone around that, if you're free on April 14th, come on out to the Butts Neon Jam. No, Color Wash. Not Neon Jam. Butts Color Wash. We're having an open party. But like we have a DJ come out. We play music. We play we try to keep it a little bit clean on the music. Sometimes things slip, but just whatever. But we still we have fun. We do we party. We go crazy. But also the main thing, also the interactions we have with people, though, making sure we're loving them, making sure everyone feels like they have a good time, they feel respected, especially women, like making sure no one's taking advantage of anyone and stuff like that. And yeah, it's really cool. And yeah, anything else about this?
Yeah, I think what Andrew is touching on is very true. But that happens in these open parties. and our date parties, which is very close to my heart. That's where I met my girlfriend.
Oh.
We have these parties where it's just us and a date. Obviously, that's what's called a date party. Again, it's a dry event, but it really just focuses. Even though it's our party, the focus of it is for us to like show the love of Christ to these women who've probably never like. Sometimes they've never been treated like that. We have this dude. Who is it? Brian Lee, the former like national president, has this insane story about how one time he was at A&M, right?
Yeah, he was part of A&M Butts in the 90s, I believe.
Yeah. So he brought this one girl to a date party just one time. Like they barely knew each other. It was just like a friend of a friend kind of thing. They barely hung out, and then she left that night, and like it literally changed her life. She like months later, she became a Christian, and she saw like what a Christian guy is, and how like that love is shared. Her like she has a husband who's Christian, a loving family, and it's just like these insane stories happen because we have this focus of loving these women the way Christ loves us.
Yeah, our last day party was a country theme one, and we had like 5 girls from different sororities and never been to one of our events before, and like they got to see that. A lot of them had a great time, and like, oh, I got treated really well. And so yeah, it's really cool that we did do that.
That's cool that you guys are doing that at campus, and that's just an awesome thing what God's doing for you guys right now during this time at Sam.
Yeah.
And also with Bucks and everything. And also, I love how you said it come out April 15th, but I hate to for the events, but I hate to break it to you, Andrew. This episode's being released in May, so it doesn't.
So don't come.
Look out! Hey, fine. Look out for fall events.
Fall events. You know what?
Follow SHSU BYX.
That's a good plug.
Yeah. Fall. Yeah. Say that again, but slow for the big fella. What? Just type it out or something. Write it down and just put it. Actually, no. Pull up your Instagram and put it up on the screen. We'll also post the link to the Instagram. Or there's a photo of the Instagram profile on our Instagram story when the episode gets released.
SHSU BYX all _.
No. Just try to get them to 1,000 followers.
If you did 1,000 followers, I will get Konvos Paul tattooed on my chest.
All right, guys, we gotta get him to $1,000. We will do, but it has to be your whole chest. Like your whole chest is the Konvos with Kraig logo.
I need a tramp stamp.
A trans stamp of the Konvos with Kraig logo.
Yes.
Let's make it happen. 1,000 followers. 1,000 followers.
Yes.
1,000.
Let's do it
before the fall. We'll make it happen. Let's
see it.
Yeah. So cool. So what are you guys studying at, Sam? I know you guys not BYX is not the only thing you guys do. What are you guys studying at, Sam? What's your plans for after Sam? All that stuff. Or if you haven't decided what major you're gonna go for, what ideas do you have?
I have heartburn right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's great for heartburn. Tums and acids. These Tums are all you need after a hard day of eating. Those nachos get you in a rough.
They do, man.
Yeah, and sometimes sometimes I eat 20 Tums just for the fun of it.
Yeah. I know I'll just chug a bomb Tums, in the every morning.
For the day, that's what I look forward to in the morning.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm studying business management at Sam. I graduate this December.
Wow.
Nice.
I am studying criminal justice, which is like the most popular major here at Sam Houston. I'm a minor in forensics and a minor in accounting. I will graduate next December, a year after Andrew does.
So, once Jonah graduates and starts working in the criminal justice worlds, Konvos with Kraig will have an exclusive interview with the most criminal, the baddest bad guy Jonah can find for us. Jonathan, exactly.
Yeah.
It's okay. No, fix this in post.
Yeah. Just every time he says Jonah, say Jonathan. Just put that.
Jonathan. But
yeah.
So Jonathan will find us the big baddest bad guy, like Joker level bad guy, for us to interview on our podcast.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. It'll be fun.
That is very fun.
Will be fun. That's true.
That is true. So obviously, at Sam Houston, you guys got school, business stuff, and also you got BYX. But in your spare time in the great SH, what do you guys like to do for fun? On a typical night if you're free, what's some fun activities you guys like to do? Or you have lady friends, what else? So actually, no, we'll change up the question a little bit. You guys have lady friends. So and a date night managing being in a Christian frat and being in a one frat and also what? And also if you guys are listening to this, still doing like hand motions right now. It's pretty funny. Essentially, what do you take your girls out on dates? Yeah, that's the question. I'm trying to phrase it not very.
What we do? What's a date night look like for the goal?
Date night for your ladies. Like, what's your average date night or your favorite type of date night for your ladies? Well, to help, to keep the romance alive while being in college and also managing a frat and also being on a podcast.
What's your date night look like?
All right, so
but before you talk about your girlfriend, who she is.
Her name is Katie. She is amazing. I met her at a date party, like I said earlier. When I met her, I broke up with my ex-girlfriend broke up with me like 3 or 4 months before that. So I was like, I was down bad. And then this amazing girl comes out of nowhere and she's like pretty wild. And that's a good thing. But in terms of date nights, Huntsville is horrible. We have 4 restaurants that you can sit down and eat at. Like they're actually like worth being at like a date night, which would be Olive Garden, Chili's, and then we have like a very expensive steakhouse in Huntsville called 1836.
It's more than 4.
I said 3. That was 3. What else are you saying?
There's Yummy.
Oh yeah, there's this
Farmhouse.
Okay.
City Hall.
Okay, first of all,
El Gordo.
Farmhouse. No, El Gordo doesn't count. But Farmhouse. Not Farmhouse. Yeah, Farmhouse closes at like 5 or 6.
No, it doesn't close at 10.
No.
Me and Maddie went at 8. Go ahead and explain your date night. What do you do?
Okay.
Back to the question.
You know what? As wrong as Andrew is, I'll explain this. So, me and Katie, we usually eat Wingstop, which is like that's our date night. We get this. There's this $20 bundle exclusively on DoorDash. Plug for DoorDash. And then we go to her house and we just eat these wings and we watch like 2 episodes of Dance Mom because it's a great show.
It's a very good show.
It's a very good show. And that's a date night for us. We're not really like the crazy like go out every night kind of people. We stay home, we have fun.
Yeah, and I think for me, me and my girlfriend's named Madison Elgoose. His girlfriend's an 80 Pi. Which is a sorority, Alpha Delta Pi. My girlfriend's in Zeta Tau Alpha is also a sorority. So me and Madison been dating for 3.5 years right now. We've been dating for about a year and a couple months.
A year and a few days.
And me and Maddie, before we go at any date night, where we go to, the thing that we enjoy the most about date nights is that we enjoy together in community, sipping down on a nice, cold, refreshing IBC root beer. Okay, like this root beer, if you want a true, authentic root beer with sweet sugar cane flavor, don't go to A&W.
No.
Don't drink box. Don't drink mug. I think IBC is the only C for me.
Amen.
Amen to that. And also, so I don't know how much time we have left before Zoom kicks us out, but so in the fall, so how does that work? So you say you have events coming up in the fall. Obviously you have to plan out the events. What does it take to kind of circling back to events that you guys do or outreaches or whatever? Essentially, what does it take to make something like that happen in a fraternity at Sam Houston?
Was it made to run a fraternity, basically?
Essentially, yes. Like, an event, like the behind the scenes stuff that people don't normally get to see.
So I think so. We have an officer corps, the 6 officers, right? President, vice president, secretary, treasurer, and pledge captain and chaplain. Those are the 6 positions that we have. And each one of those positions are over an essential part of the fraternity. And so what if I do the behind the scenes is why each officer has the things that fall under them, right? For example, I'm not going to each one of them, but for example, like treasurer handles the money, the vice president is planning the events, the chaplain's over the spiritual health of our fraternity. What it looks like to make sure that we'll stay on top of everything is first off, and for us, every Mondays for officer right now that will in every Mondays at 6:30, we have an officer meeting. It was about
Mhm.
2. We had it tonight actually before this podcast.
Mhm.
Stuff around, but it's about roughly around an hour and a half to 2 hour meeting. We open our agenda, make sure that we're planning our events, making sure that we're talking about issues in our chapter, talking about things like that. So also means when we do a lot of planning, a lot of fine details, talk about things that's going on inside our chapter. But and what it also looks like is that we every Sunday we have a chapter meeting, which is our whole fraternity we schedule in a room and we go over the week, what's going on this week, what's to look forward to, key points. We have guest speakers come in and pour into our guys. We worship. We have like share things with them. And we also means plan that chapter meeting too. But to plan the whole semester out, like the big thing that we do for planning is that we have an optional retreat. So we had ours in January, we're having ours this May. And so we go away for about 5 days to a destination outside of town. We're going to Alabama this year. We take those 5 days to like plan a whole semester, develop as leaders, and to say, hey, what is our vision for this semester? What does it look like? Because right now, it's a colony of butts, and we're trying to become an official chapter. And so what that looks like is that we are trying to pursue excellence in everything that we're doing. And so there's a lot of little things we had to succeed in, and a lot of trading vision, right? Like, pressing things on guys and dealing with issues and stuff like that. There's a lot that goes into it. Outside those meetings, it's always you have a text message group, always text messaging each other, always have tasks to do, always have meetings to be a part of, always have something to do. But those officer meetings and officer retreats where we plan really everything in detail. So
That's cool. So like those definitely like a lot of steps for this things, and you guys are dedicated and committed to make that happen for everyone. So anyone that's a part of Bucks or in the same Houston area, and you're lucky to have these guys leading you, help pay the way, and just letting God walk through them. So we just got the note. I just got the notification that we are gonna be running out of time in a few minutes. But is there any other closing thoughts or anything else you guys want to say, Jonathan or Andrew, before we hop off?
Yeah, I think that being in fraternity is kind of scary, I guess, like the idea of it. But this has definitely transformed my life for the better, and has been able to sculpt me into a better man of God, to be able to lead in my life, like throughout my job, like he was saying at the beginning, like it makes you a leader, makes you a better husband. Like when you get to that stage, makes you a better father. I think all those things are like kind of like catchy things to like pitch it to you, but I can 100% guarantee you that all those things are true.
Yeah. And Butch, those are the way it's supposed to be done by sending over around Jesus. And obviously, like Butch is just a thing, right? It's nothing like too special, but it creates an avenue where guys can experience God in college and have that unity. The ministries are great. I don't know why ministries are all great, but there's something different about a fraternity. There's something different about a brotherhood. That just based on this lifelong commitment. We all like we pride ourselves being a lifelong brotherhood, committed committed to each other and committed to Jesus. So it's really cool. And like Butts provided me an opportunity to go to Israel this summer. And I'm really excited about that. And so there's a lot of things that they do like nationally to help us succeed and help develop us. And so yeah, I think Butts has been the one thing that's made me a man that I know that I wanted to be in the future. And I don't think without Butts, like I know God can do anything, but without Butts, I don't think I would be in the place that I am right now, maturity and development wise, and ready for the next stage of life, because of what the guys and Butts have done for me and being part of this. And so I think it is the biggest thing that has changed my life in college without a doubt. So
yeah, that's awesome, you guys, and thank you so much for taking your time after. Obviously, it's towards the end of the spring semester, so definitely a busy time for you guys up in Sam. Appreciate you guys coming on today and just talking about your life and what God's doing up in Sam. And yeah, just thank you guys so much.
yes, sir.
And with that, big fellas, we will bid this episode of Konvos adieu. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure look up BYX Bucks Sam
Yes.
Houston on Instagram, and be sure if you're in your local college, if you're in your not local college in your college, check to see if you never know what college could have a Bucks fraternity in there. I'm sure if you messes the Sam Houston one, and if you go to no university or something like that, they'll be more than happy to help you get connected to see if there's a local chapter, in your school.
Or also, shameless plug, if you out of college and you want to start Bucks though, like I mean, mention Sam Houston Bucks Instagram page, and we'll be happy to get you plugged in with someone who I can talk to you about that, and we'll be able to help you through that. Because Bucks, I feel like every college campus needs Bucks at it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're at college right now and you want to start that and lead that out, and you feel God calling you, then reach out to us and reach out to nationals. And they will give you the tools necessary to help you start it. And it's the most unforgettable thing you can do. So
It's true.
Yeah. And also, if for some reason if you can't find Bucks, just message us Konvos on Instagram. Be sure to get you in contact with the Sam Houston guys. But with that, Jonah, thank you, Jonas, for coming on today.
yes, and if y'all, it's probably summertime.
Thank you, Andrew, Jonathan.
Yes, and it's probably summertime. So if you ever find yourself, thirsty this summer, and you like tea,
and you love golf,
and also what else you like though?
Oh, I like lemonade in my tea personally.
Yes, and so enjoy yourself a nice Arnold Palmer, half lemonade,
half iced tea,
and that's the only tea
that you need.
All right. See you, big fellas.